Once upon a time, there was a man named Sam who sold kerosene and traveled from village to village carrying his goods on his beautiful donkey. Sam had a peculiar habit. Whenever he passed a group of women, he would look at his donkey and laugh, saying, "Men's tricks always outsmart women's." He repeated this every time until the villagers nicknamed him Men's Tricks, even though his real name was Sam. One day, as Sam walked to earn his living, he passed a group of women as usual and said to his donkey with a laugh, "Don't you know, my little donkey, that men's cunning outsmarts women's?" Watching from a distance were three clever women, Sue, Hannah, and Zoe. Sue whispered slyly, "Don't you see, Hannah, that this man has no shame? Every time he sees women, he says the same thing to his donkey. Does he think we don't understand him?" Hannah replied, "You're right, Zoe. This is his habit always." Zoe said, "Then we must show him who truly prevails, men's cunning or women's wit. Who will start first?" Sue said confidently, "Let me begin, Hannah. I will follow him and teach him the women's lesson." Hannah smiled. "Very well, Sue. You start, and we will continue later." And so, Sue began to follow Sam to the market, where he started unloading his goods. She approached him with a hidden smile and said, "Good morning, sir." Sam replied, "Good morning, ma'am." "How much for all this kerosene?" she asked. "I ask 50 coins, he replied. Sue cunningly said, "Could you carry it to my house, and I will give you 80 coins? Sam quickly agreed. "Of course, ma'am." Sue added, "And I will give you also a loaf of buttered bread. Its taste is unmatched." Sam laughed. "This is generous. Let's go." They walked, Sue leading and Sam following, until they reached a doorway that looked like a house entrance, but had no real door. "Wait here," Sue said. "I will bring in the goods, then return your donkey and bring the bread." Sue entered with the donkey carrying kerosene, leaving Sam waiting at the door. Minutes and hours passed, but no sign of her appeared. Suddenly, a girl came out the door. Sam, excited, asked, "Please, girl, call your mother. I have waited long enough." The girl angrily replied, "Your mother? And how do you know my mother? Curse you, stranger." Sam was stunned, and the girl left him confused and worried. Then he saw a man coming out of the door and happily went to him, saying, "Please, sir, call your wife. I have been waiting a long time." The man replied, "My wife? And how do you know my wife? May misfortune be upon you." Sam said, No, don't misunderstand me. Let me explain." The man shouted, "Explain to me? Explain what, you scoundrel?" Sam replied, "I am not the scoundrel. You are." The two men kept shouting and arguing until a crowd of men gathered around them. One asked, "What's going on? Why are you fighting?" The man explained, "I was on my way when this man stopped me and shamelessly said, 'Call your wife. I've been waiting for her a long time.'" Sam said, "He didn't give me a chance to explain. I sell kerosene on my donkey, and a woman bought all my goods and told me to deliver them to her house. I waited for her to return my donkey, my money, and a loaf of buttered bread, but she never came. I've been waiting since morning, and I still have neither my donkey nor my coins." They asked him, "And where is this woman's house?" Sam pointed to the door. "This door is where this man came out, so I went to him to ask about his wife."
They said, "Are you crazy? This is not a house door. It's an alleyway. The people you saw coming out are just alley folks." Sam said, "What? Did you just say that? Are you joking?" Poor man.
Sam entered with the alley door and found a long, narrow path full of houses. He walked back and forth, losing hope that his donkey or goods would return. Finally, he sat beside the alley door, crying, sad and worried about his situation. Sue first went home, where she left the donkey and all the goods. Then, feeling pleased with herself, she went to her friends to tell them what she had done, leaving Sam standing there like a fool, thinking the alley door was the entrance to a house. Hannah said, "You are so clever, Sue. You've shown him that women's cunning cannot be defeated." Zoe added, "Now it's my turn. I will go to him and continue what you started." Hannah encouraged her. "Go ahead, Zoe. May you be safe, and don't forget to teach him a lesson in women's wit. Poor Sam." Zoe approached Sam, who was sitting by the alley door looking sad. She walked past him and said politely, "Hello, sir." Sam replied, "Hello." "I have a question for you, if you don't mind," Zoe said. "Of course, go ahead," he answered. "Do you know anyone who would do a simple task for 80 coins? Sam was tempted by the reward and wanted to do the work himself to recover at least a little of what he had lost. He answered eagerly, "No, ma'am, I don't know anyone, but I am available and can do the job myself. I can lift heavy things, dig, plant trees, and trim them." Zoe said, "No, I don't need you for heavy work. I want you to retrieve the bucket that fell into the well inside my house." Sam followed Zoe to an abandoned house that no one lived in. She pointed and said, "This is the well where my bucket fell." "Very well, ma'am, I'll get it," Sam said. "But turn toward the wall so I can remove my clothes before I descend." Zoe turned, and Sam removed all his clothes except for his pants and climbed down into the well. Once he reached the bottom, Zoe pulled the rope he had used to descend, taking his clothes and purse, leaving him alone in the well, and quickly ran back to her friends, laughing at her clever trick. Her friends asked, "What did you do to him, Hannah?" Hannah replied, "Sue took his donkey, and I took his clothes and his purse." "You left him naked. You are so clever, Hannah," they teased. Then they said, "Now it's your turn, Zoe. She's left him in the well of that abandoned house. Go finish what we started, women." Zoe went to the abandoned house and heard someone calling, "Oh, woman! Oh, woman!" She answered, "I'm here, sir. What do you want? What's wrong with you?" Sam said, "I've been calling for a long time. I can't find any bucket or a rope to climb out. Why did you trick me?" Zoe replied, "Who are you talking to, sir? I was just passing and heard you calling, so I answered." Sam asked, "Where did the house owner go?" Zoe said, "This house has no owner. It's abandoned. They say the owner died long ago and left no heirs, which is why it's empty." Sam cried, "Damn it! She laughed at me, threw me in the well, pulled up the rope and left. Please, madam, help me get out." Zoe answered, "I don't know what to say, but if you want me to pull you out, you must marry me." Sam protested, "God guide you, madam. I'm married with children. I'm from a distant town. I came here to sell kerosene to make a living, and now I'm stuck at the bottom of a well." Zoe said, "So what's the problem?
Lucky you, you'll have a wife in the city and a wife in the village. Wherever you go, you'll have a home and children. Besides, I don't want your money. I'm rich. My husband died and left me many shops, a large, beautiful house, 2 cows, and plenty of sheep. So what do you say? If you accept, I'll save you. If you refuse, I'll leave you in the well till you die."
Sam agreed. "Yes, I'll marry you, but get me out of here." "Promise me by God that you will marry me if I save your life," Zoe demanded. "I swear to God I will," Sam replied. Zoe threw him the rope, pulled him out of the well, gave him clothes she had brought, and took him straight to her home. She gave him hot water to wash, new clothes to wear, and a hearty meal until he was full. Then she told him, "Now we must prepare for the wedding." Sam said, I told you my story. You know I have nothing to bring to a wedding." Zoe replied, "Yes, I know. But whatever I say from now on, you must answer yes and nothing but yes."
"All right, ma'am. Yes," Sam answered. "Come with me," she said. Zoe and Sam went to the jeweler's shop. The shopkeeper greeted them. "Hello." The shopkeeper replied, "Welcome, madam. Welcome to you both."
Zoe said, "Thank you. This is my husband, and I have 2 daughters. I came to choose wedding jewelry for them. They will be married soon. Please honor us with your visit," the jeweler said. Zoe began picking out pieces and kept saying to Sam, "This necklace is beautiful, my husband." Sam replied obediently, "Yes."
"And this ring is wonderful, my husband," she continued. "Yes, yes," he answered. "And this big pendant, isn't it mesmerizing, Zuri?" she cooed. "Yes," he answered again.
Zoe chose a great deal of gold and told the shopkeeper to gather it, saying, "I'll take these pieces for my daughters so they can pick what they like. I'll return whatever they don't want, and my husband will stay here with you until I return and pay for what my daughters keep." The jeweler agreed. "Very well, madam. Since your husband will stay, go ahead and come back." Zoe left the shop and never returned. She took the gold and fled, leaving Sam and the jeweler waiting until evening. The jeweler grew anxious, and every time he asked Sam, remembering Zoe's rule, answered yes. The jeweler accused them. "Your wife has been gone a long time. It looks like you're a gang trying to steal gold." Sam, worried and bound by his promise, nervously answered yes. The jeweler accused them. "Your wife has been gone a long time. It looks like you're a gang trying to steal gold." Sam, worried and bound by his promise, nervously answered yes. The jeweler arrested Sam and took him to the judge. In court, the judge asked, "What is the matter?" The jeweler said, "Your Honor, this man and his wife tricked me. They stole nearly 2 kilos of gold." The judge turned to Sam and asked, "What do you say to this?" Sam replied helplessly, "What can I say, Your Honor? There is no power but God. Did we really steal 2 kilos of gold from this man? God help me." The judge, stern, said, "You answer me like that? Lock him up." Sam, the kerosene seller, was taken from the well and thrown into prison. Meanwhile, Zoe returned to her friends with the gold. When they saw her, they asked, laughing, "What did you take, Zoe?" She answered proudly, "You took his donkey, she took his clothes and purse, and I took the gold, and I put him in jail. Now he will learn well who truly prevails, men's tricks or women's cunning, so he won't repeat that phrase again. Now they needed a clever trick to free him from jail. They planned and schemed until they heard their neighbor crying. Her little boy had died. A wicked idea came to their minds. They went to the grieving mother and spun a tale, promising her much money. In return, she let them use her dead child as part of their plan to get Sam out of jail.
Zoe took the boy, covered him, and went to the jeweler's shop. When the shopkeeper saw her, he grabbed her and pulled so hard that the child fell. And when the cloth was removed, the jeweler saw the boy had no breath. The jeweler panicked. Zoe accused him of killing the child. Terrified, the jeweler begged for mercy and agreed to go to the judge to secure Sam's release. Zoe returned the boy to his mother. The jeweler went to the judge and begged, "Please, I was hasty. The woman brought me gold and asked that you pardon her husband in jail. I will ask him to beg your forgiveness." The judge released Sam. When they left the courtroom, they found Zoe at the door with the donkey, Sam's clothes, and his purse. She returned the gold to its owner and said to Sam, "Here are your donkey, clothes, and purse. We did this so you would learn not to belittle women. A woman is your mother, sister, daughter, and wife. Learn to respect them. We are not at war in this world, but those who wrong us will find us. I hope you have learned the lesson of women's cunning. I don't know if you now believe that women's wit outsmarts men's tricks. I have repented, and I will leave this village and never come back. No woman can be defeated except by the one who created her." Sam returned to his town after learning an important lesson he would never forget.